For Pacifica Radio, I'm Christina Onnested. 2 weeks and a day to go before Election Day, campaigning is ramping up. Vice President Kamala Harris campaigns in the swing states of Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Harris campaigned in Georgia Sunday and celebrated a birthday.
In this moment, our country is at a crossroads, and where we go from here is up to us, as Americans and as people of faith. And now we ask a question. We face this question. What kind of country do we want to live in? A country of chaos, fear, and hate, or a country of freedom, compassion, and justice?
Donald Trump campaigns in North Carolina, touring damage in Asheville and later in New Hampshire. On Sunday, he campaigned at a McDonald's drive-thru dressed up as a worker at the cashier. Only selected people were allowed to go through. One group asked him about raising the minimum wage, a question he evaded.
Minimum wage should be raised.
Well, I think these people work hard. They're great. And I just saw something, a process that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see. These are great franchises and produce a lot of jobs, and it's great. And great people working here, too.
Harris's running mate, Minnesota Democrat Governor Tim Walz, said on social media Trump spent decades stiffing workers' pay, cut overtime benefits for millions of people, and opposed any effort to raise the minimum wage. You know who's actually worked at McDonald's, joined workers on the picket line, and fights for working people? Kamala Harris, he wrote. Trump's campaign has disputed Harris's claim that she worked at a McDonald's during college. Both Republicans and Democrats are preparing for potentially lengthy battles in the courts over the results of the 2024 election. Dozens of lawsuits that could set the stage for challenges after votes are counted are already playing out in courts across the country. Many have been filed by Republicans and their allies that involve challenges to mail-in balloting, ballots from overseas voters, including those serving in the armed forces, and claims of voting by people who are not U.S. citizens, though largely debunked. Pennsylvania's governor suggesting law enforcement investigate Elon Musk's campaign efforts in his and other swing states. Trump's billionaire backer is promising $1 million each day to a voter who signs onto a pledge by his political action committee backing Donald Trump. Musk says it's in support of the Constitution. He handed out a check at a campaign event in the battleground state Sunday. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro spoke on NBC's Meet the Press Sunday.
I think there are real questions with how he is spending money in this race, how the dark money is flowing, not just into Pennsylvania, but apparently now into the pockets of Pennsylvanians. That is deeply concerning. Look, when you start flowing this kind of money into politics, I think it raises serious questions.
Campaigning in the swing state of Pennsylvania, New York progressive Democrat Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez blasted Trump and Musk's campaign efforts.
When you have a billionaire just dangling $1 million to those of us and many of us who are struggling to make ends meet if they dance for him. If you've got Donald Trump putting on a little McDonald's costume because he thinks that's what people do. They're not trying to empathize with us. They are making fun of us. Elon Musk thinks that dangling money in front of a working person is a cute thing to do when the election of our lives is before us. Because that's what people and billionaires like that do.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. People with private health insurance would be able to pick up over-the-counter methods like condoms, the morning after pill, and birth control for free under a new rule the White House proposed today. It would also require insurers to fully bear the cost of once-a-day Opill, the only FDA-approved over-the-counter birth control pill. In Lebanon, Israel says it's targeted Hezbollah banking institutions in a series of about a dozen targets, including an airstrike that leveled a 9-story residential building. The Israeli military issued evacuation warnings ahead of the strike, sending families fleeing. There were no reports of casualties. Many ordinary people keep their savings at the banking institutions. Israel says, though, the money's used to finance Hezbollah's attacks on Israel and that hundreds of millions of dollars are stored in the branches without providing evidence. U.S. envoy to the Middle East is in Lebanon to present two peace plans, one from Israel, the other from the U.S., to Lebanon's prime minister. Hezbollah, which said it would continue attacks on Israel until there is a ceasefire in Israel's war in Gaza, appears to have softened that position in recent weeks. U.S. envoy Amos Hochstein spoke in Beirut today.
Tying Lebanon's future to other conflicts in the region was not and is not in the interest of the Lebanese people.
And in Gaza, Israel's attacks in the north has marked day 17. Al Jazeera is reporting more than 640 Palestinians have died in those attacks. I'm Christina Onestad reporting for Pacifica Radio.